Here we have that.
Wait, now we can start. So today I'm visiting Finca Los Pirineos. So this is one of the things that Gilberto is doing a lot of this year is making honey processed coffees or hot natural coffees or semi-washed coffees, and also he's been doing naturals for quite a long time. This year actually I found a couple of lots that tasted pretty good, very clean, fruity. But still I prefer his washed bourbons from the top of the volcano that's behind me here, on top there. In my opinion, those are the really best coffees. They're so sweet and subtle fruits, very chocolatey. But you know, there's a lot of clients who really love these honey and natural processed coffees. Maybe we'll buy a bag or something this year, we'll see. So it's basically drying most of it on raised beds in sun, but he also has somewhat shade. You can see in the far back there, behind the red silos, there's some raised beds in shade where we dry most of our coffees. That's going to prolong the drying a little bit and also prolonging the shelf life. Hey Gilberto, how do you like the honey coffees?
Yeah, check out the red honey.
Was that the one we cupped yesterday? The same process?
Yeah.
That's tasting really good. So as you can see, there's a lot of different colors on the coffee on the raised beds here. I'll explain to you the differences are. Let's get a little closer. So this would be a natural processed coffee where you basically just pick the cherry off the coffee tree and you let it dry. And this is dried on raised beds. What can happen inside the cherry, especially if the temperature goes up a little bit, is that you have a little fermentation going on inside the cherry. So you tend to get a very fruity, kind of strawberry-like, overripe fruit taste in the coffee. A lot of people love it, some people don't like it as much, but if it's super transparent and clean, it can taste really good, but then you need to take really good care of it. So maybe you've heard about the honey process, and this would be called a red honey process, or maybe even a black honey process, I don't know. But Gilberto at least is calling this the red honey process. This is basically where he depulps the coffee and leaves all the mucilage on the coffee. He puts it on the drying tables, doesn't touch it for 3 days until it kind of turns this reddish color, and then he starts to move it so it dries more evenly. And we cupped this coffee yesterday and it was quite fruity, and some of the lots were quite floral as well. So we still have this kind of flavor of coffee pulp and a little bit of fermentation going on. So it's more fruity than washed coffees, for instance. And this is the washed coffee at Los Pirineos. This coffee has been depulped, and then Gilberto puts it through the demucilage remover, which removes maybe 90% of the mucilage. And then he leaves the coffee in a tank filled with clean water overnight, so that all of the mucilage is removed from the coffee. And then he puts it on these drying tables, and you can see there's no, the parchment color is very clean and white. There's no mucilage left, and these are the coffees that we're buying because I prefer them. I think they're a lot cleaner, especially the texture of the coffee is very clean. And if you have the coffees from the top of the volcano, which we are buying here, those coffees tend to have a very nice sweetness, so you don't really need to kind of add flavor by doing the other processes. So if you're wondering how our Los Pirineos coffee is processed, this is the way we do it here. So as you can see, you can have the same coffee, pick the same coffee and process it in many different ways and get different flavors of the coffee as well. So probably Gilberto is going to sell the natural coffee to his Japanese client. I'm buying most, or not most, but some of the washed ones, and then the honey coffees also go to Europe and Japan and US and so on. So by diversifying a little bit on the drying and processing, Gilberto is able to reach a lot more different clients and kind of meet their needs and preferences, which is great for the farmer. It makes the coffee more valuable, so he can make a better living out of it. So Gilberto, explain to me why you're drying the coffee in shade.
Because we dry the coffee in shade because the drying process is slower and more controllable. In that way, the coffee, the sugars are less volatile because less temperature and less exposure to the sun. so we have more concentration of the sugars in the coffee. We have seen the coffee also shelf life will increase.
Yeah, definitely.
What we have here is some black honeys. Are in a competition cones.
Okay.
This is a special lot of only 5 bags that we prepare especially with Pacamara that is prepared for Barista World Champion competitions.
And who's gonna compete with this year?
Still available.
Great.
Okay, now I can talk. Hi, here we are in the nursery. We're just sprouting the geisha that we have, the one that we have selected for the past 2 years with Tim.
Yeah.
It's a great geisha that has cup very high, and right now we're just reproducing the plants to be planted hopefully this year. And after that we have a Rume Sudan that is also cupped very high with Tim. And then we have the orange bourbon, which also a very high quality coffee.
How many plants in total are you
Well, these plants that we have in total, the idea is to make at least 10 hectares of each variety.
Nice.
But right now we're probably just going to do 1 hectare of each variety because we don't have too much seeds of it.
Yeah.
The plants that the seeds came originally, we only have 5 plants from them. So we need to get more seeds in order to grow more with the variety.
Yeah. How many years have you been doing?
Oh, we've been working collecting seeds 10 years.
10 years,
and,
wow.
Yeah, still collecting. So anybody wants to send me seeds?
So we'll see the results in like 2-3 years.
Well, probably I'll be younger.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Great.
But 2 years from now, we'll be, pretty much cupping very good coffees.
Yeah, fantastic. Looking forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has won Cup of Excellence, I think, more than 12 times with
Wow.
this coffee. And here on the left, I have ISL. We don't know yet. It's ISL 2834.
Yeah.
But Tim is going to help me today to find out what it is. But it's a Kenyan coffee.
Yeah. And next to it, I saw you have some geisha.
Yeah, here we have some geishas that we call it the Esmeralda geisha because it tasted very good. And also, after doing a lot of trials with geishas, this geisha is highly productive and very adaptable to our soil. This one is producing almost 20 times more than any geisha that we have seen.
Wow.
So we only have 5 trees, and we are planting,
And that was the highest scoring one last
This
year.
was the high score last year. I think you gave it a 94
Yeah.
for this coffee.
Yeah, it was
So
pretty good.
it's really good.